One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today. Ooh, good morning. All right, I'm backing out because I am headed to a doctor's appointment and I need to go to Target first. So I'm going to go to Target clear on the other side of town. Y'all, my leaves are crazy. I'm going to have to call the landscaper. And it's crazy because he was just here like 6 days ago. He was just here 6 days ago. And my entire front lawn is covered with leaves again. So, man, oh man, does he have to come every week? Anyway, I'm going to jump in. I got about a 20-minute ride. But I am working on something right now. You know, I just felt God calling me to do this. So I'm working on something right now where I'm trying to get more speaking engagements in colleges. Oh, I have somebody that says, Artmosomi, have you tried the carnivore diet? So I am usually on keto. But I have been messing up on keto, and the main culprit is sugar. If I can be honest, that's my main culprit is sugar. I have a sugar addiction, and you know, just giving up all things sugar. It's not, and pizza. I'll be honest, pizza is one of my weaknesses too. But if I could give up sugar and pizza, yeah, I basically survive off of meat and vegetables. Like that's all I eat. Is meat, vegetables. I have electrolyte solution, a cup of coffee in the morning, and water. Like that's it. That's my whole diet. Meat and vegetables. I love meat and vegetables. I'm not even a big fruit person, but I love meat and vegetables. So yes, that is primarily, let me see if I can find my sunglasses. That is primarily what I eat. But I'm working on something where I am trying to do more speaking in colleges. So I feel like that's a way for me to reach younger women. That's something that I'm very passionate about, especially lately. I want to see if I can reach younger women. I'm going the wrong way. I don't know why I did that. I want to see if I can reach younger women. Because, you know, I'm not going to sound nihilistic when I say this, but can these older women be saved? Can these 40 plus year old women be saved? Can they? Some of them, but it's the younger women that concern me the most. Those are the ones that I have got to try to at least get into their head, get into their mind, and see if I can get them to have some aha moments. So it's the younger women that I'm after. Y'all know this. That's why I keep asking y'all, how can I get connected to younger women? Okay? Because those are the ones that I'm trying to save. And here in Virginia, so, you know, it's the day after election, and here in Virginia and in New York and where else? New Jersey, we elected liberal Democratic candidates. Y'all know I don't really feel a way about that. I could care less in some regards. I really could care less. And for me, it's all about my faith. It's all about my family and my purpose and the meaning of me being here and being alive. So I really don't, play the politics game. I let people think what they want, believe what they want. Y'all know that. And I mean, that's just what it is. Our relationship is not going to blow up because we have a difference of opinion about politics or religion or whatever. But yes, you know, here in Virginia, you've got a lot of people on social media, a lot of people on Facebook, I noticed, picking sides and drawing lines and all of that. And it's unfortunate because, again, my hope is to get people the life that they say they want and to help women specifically. This is the hardest sell when it comes to women. And I'm just going to tell y'all, the hardest thing to convince women to do is to believe that life is about trade-offs. They really think they can have it all. They really, really believe that. And it is a very narcissistic way of living. I can have it all. Everything can remain on my plate and I can hold that plate or tray and nothing's going to get messed up. Nothing's going to fall off. And it should be this way. It should be this way. I should be able to have everything. And that is just not true. That is a lie. And it is so hard, y'all, to get women to understand that. That is not true. That is a lie that they sold this whole movement to you with. Oh, you can be everything and do everything. You can do everything men do. You can't. You have to choose. You have to prioritize. Let me give you some harsh truth. Ladies, why did I get married? Why was I able to pull off marriage and 3 children? Because I prioritized it. I reached a point in my life where I was like, oh, this has to be the main thing. This has to be the number one thing that I am pursuing and hoping and wishing and praying and doing. This has to be the main thing. But you all want to go off and do everything else. And then at 40, well, I wanted to have a husband. I wanted to have children. In my humble opinion, you didn't. You didn't want those things because you didn't prioritize them. People who want something, prioritize it. They do that thing. They're on a one-track mind, like I am right now about my money. Okay? I am on a one-track mind about my money and about my final goal for this life. That's all I can see. That's all I know. And when that day comes and I'm showing y'all the tour of my tiny home village and I'm showing y'all the tour of my tiny home, y'all gonna be like, Anita did it. Anita did the thing that she was, yes, because that's all I know. That's all I can see. That's my priority. Yes, people who prioritize the thing they want tend to get the thing they want. Why is that such a hard sell? But y'all want to do everything else. And then later on, well, I wanted to get married. I wanted to have children. I wanted to do this and do that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because you didn't choose it. And I mean 100% choose it, which means, ladies, that when you choose a thing, you by default don't choose another thing. Another thing isn't getting chosen. That's why when I married and I stayed at home for as long as I did not choose working. I did not choose my career. I chose my children and my husband and my household. And I don't know why. It just, like I said, I can't wrap my mind around why y'all can't make that work in your head. It's this all, I want it all. Just like when I say to a woman, this or this. So would you like this or would you like this? I want both. That is such a narcissistic answer. And you don't even realize it. And yet y'all are out here blaming men of being narcissistic. When that's y'all's whole MO. You literally will not choose between 2 options. That says so much about you. That says so much about you. About your lack of emotional maturity. About the fact that you can't be a grown-up. That you can't accept the fact that life is about trade-offs. You will not have everything all at once. I had my children, I had my husband and my family for 12 years. Then I had going back to school and getting educated for 4 or 6 years. Then I had, my children going off to college and starting my own business. I have that for the last 5 or 6 years. So things are happening in seasons in all of our lives. That's just what it is. That's like me waking up at 57 and thinking I look 25. I don't. I am 57 all day long. There's not a thing I can do about that. I can't turn back the hands of time. I can be the best looking 57-year-old I can be. And that's what I do every day. I am in the 10% of 57-year-old black women. That's my goal. Okay. When people say, what's the goal, Anita, to be in the 10% of 57-year-old black women? That's my goal. I'm not competing with 25-year-olds. I'm not competing with 35-year-olds. I'm trying to be the best me I can be at my age. But that is the hard, it drives me crazy. The delusion that y'all live in, that these people have twisted your mind so bad that you live in a delusional state of really believing you can have it all. You can do it all. You can have it all. And then when y'all break under the pressure, when you come in my office and your marriage is on the brink, your sex life is non-existent, your kids, you can't do everything you want to do with them, your family relationships, your friendships, your work, all these things, your body, your health, all these things suffer. And you refuse. And then, here's the second thing, y'all. Here's the second thing that's getting under my skin about women today. The lack of humility. The lack of humility, the inability to just say, you know what, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm wrong about all of this. Like, I thought I knew. I thought I was on to something, and I'm not. I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Like, oh my God. Yeah. And you know what? I have come to realize y'all gonna go down with the ship. A lot of y'all will not be saved. A lot of y'all will go down with the ship. And it hurts me so bad because it doesn't have to happen. But it's like I have to come to the realization that a lot of you all are going to go down with the ship. You ain't going to make it. 20 years from now, we're going to see a whole lot of women going, well, I just, I thought I would have kids. I thought I would have a husband. I thought I would have a family. And I'm, I'm going to be honest. The empathy for that is like, it's your lack of humility. Your lack of humility makes it hard for people to feel sorry for you. The fact that you can't say, you know what, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong about all of this. I think I'm wrong. Like it's like I said, I gotta take a breath. I gotta take a breath because it's painful to watch. It's so painful to watch. Because I need y'all to understand God designed a woman to do things in this life, to do certain things in this world, and y'all are throwing it away. You are completely throwing away God's design for your life. And by the time a lot of y'all wake up, it's going to be too late. All right, I had a comment. Let's see if I can find it. Good morning. Love your content. I see many women always traveling in my generation, age 30s, then want relationships. Yeah. And y'all do realize that these trips, these places in the world, and all the things y'all want to do, y'all do realize they're going to be there in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 70 years. My mom, who's quite a world traveler, I think that's where I got my world traveling gene from, because my dad did not get on a plane until he was in his 60s. But my mom is the world traveler in my family, and I definitely got that bug from her. My mom was traveling the world young. And then, again, after we were older, my mom returned to traveling. And the same thing happened to me. I was traveling throughout my 20s. And then when I got married and had children, I took 7 years off. I didn't go anywhere or really do anything for 7 years. I focused on my family and my children. And guess what? When I decided to start traveling again, the world was still out there. The whole world was still out there, waiting on me. But y'all act like, traveling is going to expire or something. Y'all act like, oh, if I don't go to India, it's going to be gone. It isn't. It isn't. The one thing that women refuse to prioritize is their fertility. The one thing that is actually going to disappear from your life, you don't prioritize. It's insane. It's insane to me. Everything else, your career, your degrees, and education, your business, everything else has no expiration date whatsoever. But you all prioritize everything else but your fertility. Everything else but your high dating marketplace value, because that is going to get lower. I know that's a harsh truth, isn't it? Your dating marketplace value, your sexual marketplace value is going to go down as you get older, because your fertility is going to go down. Your youth and beauty is not the same. I know that hurts your little feelings, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You have to prioritize what could and will one day expire. You have to prioritize that. But the level of selfishness that I am seeing out here in young people today, the fact that they are not self-sacrificing, they're selfish, they're narcissistic in the sense of, they want it all. They want it all, and they feel like they deserve it all. They should have it all, and they want it all. They don't realize that life is about trade-offs. You're going to have to choose one thing and by default not get another. Like, that is what being a grown-up is. That's what, being an adult is. And for some reason, people cannot wrap I'll say women cannot wrap their head around that. When you choose one thing, you are by default not choosing another. Okay? That just is what it is. I don't know why that's such a hard lesson for women to learn and to really apply to their life. And, when you prioritize getting married and having a family, remember, these things create meaning in your life and meaning in your world. We are not meant to be completely independent. We're not meant to be alone. We're not meant to solely focus on ourselves. That is what, depression and anxiety, that's the root of it. The root of depression for a lot of people is that self-centered, I'm only thinking of myself. That's why people get so down and depressed, because they have nothing outside of themselves to focus on. They have nothing to sacrifice for. They have nothing to give for and do for. A lot of people have talked to me about, you've never felt depressed. You've never felt, I said, the only time I actually got anxious in life, I did have a little bit of anxiety when I was younger, some generalized anxiety, and it got worse when I had children. But once I dived deeper into my faith, it went away. God literally lifted anxiety off of me because of my faith. And then I've never, ever felt depressed, if I'm being honest, other than, the breakup, having breakups, having divorces. But I wouldn't consider that depression or clinical depression. To me, that's just, I'm sad because my marriage is ending. I'm sad because the dream is dying. I'm sad because of a breakup. I wouldn't consider that depression. Y'all want to call everything depression. Everything is not depression. Sometimes you break up and you feel sad about it, and that is warranted, right? That makes sense that you feel sad about it. Someone you care about, you're not with anymore. But no, do I ever think I've ever had depression? No, never. Never. My life is lived for others. My life has meaning and purpose because of my purpose, because of the assignment on my life. And I just thank God every day that as I got older, God really woke me up. He really revealed to me little by little by little, this is the purpose. Like, this is why I created you. This is why you are alive at this time. And there were plenty of times where I was like, nope, no, thank you. Don't want to do that. Like, choose someone else. I don't want to do that. I don't, and he was like, nope, it's going to be you. It's going to be you. I'm going to need you to do this thing. But when it wasn't the assignment that God put on my life, it was my family, it was my husband, it was my friends, it was, my extended family. It was my pets, I still had something to love and take care of. I still had a reason to get up every morning. I've always had a reason to get up every morning, always. And it is not centered around me. It's always about giving and doing and making, and don't get me wrong, there is a healthy way to do this. A lot of you all are doing it in a codependent way, right? And I suffered from the spirit of codependency when I was younger. And then God showed me what a healthy interdependence looked like. And now I have healthy interdependence. I finally figured out that balance between giving and doing and receiving. I have finally figured that out in the last probably 10 years of my life, and I am there. I'm in a great place where I can give and do, and I can also say no, nope, So I'm in a good place when it comes to that. But now what's being pushed, this agenda of this toxic individualism, this toxic independence, and it's all about you. Live your whole life for you and don't care about anybody else and don't have kids and don't get married. Oh, you don't need all that responsibility. All that is just too much. It's too heavy. And you wonder why. You feel sad. You feel alone. You feel worthless. Your life lacks meaning. Because we do get our meaning from work in our purpose. And usually that purpose has something to do with giving and doing for others, whether it's a cause, whether it's whatever, right? So if you don't have that, you're kind of aimless, and I see a lot of people out here. I see people in the therapy practice. They're just aimless. They are completely aimless. Okay. They're completely aimless. They don't have a clue what it is God created them for. And yeah, that's going to make you feel kind of crappy. That's going to make you feel horrible. I can't even imagine just walking around the earth for this many years and you don't have a clue what God created you for. I thank God every day when I get up. Thank God you have given me purpose and meaning in my life. You talk to me every day. You tell me what it is I'm here to do, what you need me to do. Like God is always like, don't do that. Do this. Go here, talk to this person, do that, do this. Like, yeah, he's always guiding and instructing me. You just have to be open to that. Some of y'all are not open to listening to God's instruction for your life. And I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to ask you to do some things that you're going to be like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But you are called upon to be obedient. That's all. You called upon to obey. But a lot of y'all, when y'all hear that word, you lose your mind. Obey. Submit. So, but young ladies, y'all need to wake up. You need to wake up. I posted some videos today. I have some videos coming out over on YouTube. We have to wake these young women up. We have to get them back on track. And I'm going to call it the liberal or democratic or, that radical liberalism is not the way. It's not. You're going to implode. It's self-destructive. And look, I'm not leaning you toward Republican or MAGA or any of that. I'm just literally asking you to get in touch with your body, get in touch with your mind, make sure your mind and your body is aligned, and you really get real about what it is you want. And then once you figure out what that is, you prioritize it. Because a lot of you all give lip service. I wanted this and I wanted that, but your actions don't show that. Your actions, in my humble opinion, show that, okay, you wanted all these degrees. You wanted this career. You wanted this house. You wanted this car. You wanted these trips. You wanted these bags. That's what you wanted because that's what you got. That's what you got. So I'm sorry, it's just lip service. That's what you're giving. And then when you get older and you realize, I don't feel as fulfilled, or these things can't love me back, or, this is not as fulfilling as I thought it would be. And that will probably happen. That's why I'm not a big, collector of stuff. I'm just not a big collector of stuff. Stuff is just stuff. Like I could care less about stuff. I'm not a stuff person. I do love experiences, but I'm definitely not a stuff person. I'm just not. But I love experiences. I love laughing with people. I love being in the company of people, getting to know people. I love my work because it's centered around people and helping people. And you know what? It is so fulfilling when someone gets it. I had a moment like that yesterday with a male client, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have been my worst enemy. Like I have been the problem. It's me. It's me not having a backbone. It's me not standing up. It's me not teaching people how to treat me." Like it feels so good. It feels so good when someone gets it. When someone has that aha moment, it just sends me on a high, I'm just on a high all day. And when our session is over, like I get a notification that he scheduled his next session. Like, I feel so good because he's like, yes, more. Like, I need more of this. Oh my God, it just feels so good. So yeah, I have meaningful work. But again, I did not sacrifice my babies and my husband on the altar of my work. I just made sure I put my work on the back end of my life. That's all. Because guess what? I can't have no babies no more. I've had a partial hysterectomy, and then now my ovaries don't work. So, I didn't need to worry about that past 45. That's why I keep telling women, 40, 45, you should be done. You should be done. You should have had all your kids. And you should, get your kids into late elementary school, middle school, and then you can return to your work. And then when them kids go off to college, it's all bets are off. You do whatever you want to do. I know I do. Okay? I know I do. And look, I had two young premarital clients last week. When I told them how old I was, they were like, what? Like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And you know what I told them? I said, yeah, it's funny because when I was y'all's age, I thought 57 was old. Like I thought I wouldn't even be walking. Like, can I be honest? I thought I would be like on a walker at 57. I was like, I'm going to use a walker. I'm not going to be able to see. And 57 is so old. Baby, can I keep it a buck with y'all? I have never felt better. I've never felt healthier. Okay. There's a lot of things I'm able to do still because I took care of myself, because I exercise, because I eat right, because I get sleep, because I prioritize what really matters. 57 is not old at all. But see, y'all think it is. You think that, at 57, I'm all washed up. No, you're not. God willing, I'm going to live to be as old as my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, which is 95. And your girl going to still be going out and getting in her garden. She going to be walking her dog. She going to be taking her 2-mile walks. And your girl is still going to be doing all the stuff I'm doing now at 95. And look, maybe on here making these videos. Maybe on here making these videos. Okay, so y'all have been lied to. You've been lied to. You need to wake up. You need to look at people like me and go, well, I mean, Anita's 57. I mean, clearly, I mean, she has 2 businesses. She has a level of success in her life, and her kids are grown. Like she's done that work, and now she can lean into her career. Like I kid y'all not, I could literally work from 7 a.m. to, I don't know, 10 p.m. at night every day if I wanted to. I don't, because that don't make sense. That's not prioritizing my health and well-being, but I could. All 3 of my children are adults. One of them doesn't even live with me. So yeah, I mean, she's off doing whatever and I'm doing my thing. So prioritize marriage and children on the front end, and then you can have whatever life you want on the back end. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. And then you can say, because I always tell people, I've done 90% of the things that I've wanted to do with my life. I've written books. I've been on the Oprah Winfrey Show. I have been on other, I've sung background for Tony Terry. I've sung background. Who else did I sing background for? I've sung background for artists. Sung in a band. I, went to college, got some degrees. I've owned businesses. These businesses that I have now. So I've owned 4 businesses in my lifetime. 4 businesses, right? I've worked in corporate. I've worked in group practices. I've worked as a school teacher. I've done a lot of amazing things with my life. I've been married. I have 3 children. I've done a lot of fantastic, wonderful things. And again, they each had a season of my life, right? I did not do all of that within a span of 5 years. I'm 57. And that's what I'm trying to sell to young people. This idea of tomorrow isn't coming, so I've got to do it today. That is a very toxic way of looking at life. If God blesses you the way he's blessed me, you're going to live until you're 95. I need you to plan out all of those years. I need you to make sure that you choose this, and then you choose this, and then you choose this, and then you choose this. Like, that's how life is going to pan out. Okay? You're not going to get it all at the same time. That is a very narcissistic way of looking at life. That I'm going to have all of this stuff, and all of this stuff is going to be great. It isn't. Something is going to fall through the cracks. Just know that. But I don't know why it's so hard for women to understand that life is about trade-offs. Y'all, even when I chose divorce and my back was against the wall, like I tell y'all all the time, I saved my ex-husband's life by divorcing him. My back was literally against the wall. I did everything I knew to do to save that marriage. And you know what I said? Dang, I'm going to have to choose divorce. And because I made that choice, there were all these things over here that I didn't get. I had to say no to all these other things because I said yes to this. So that's how life works. You cannot have it all at the same time. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to sell to women. And then to young people, it's like, y'all really think that like tomorrow isn't coming, that next year isn't coming, and the year after that isn't coming, and 10 years from now isn't coming. It's coming. And that's if you're blessed, right? That's if you're blessed. That's if you're still on this side of the dirt. Life is going to continue. And what is that life going to be? You need to decide that now. And that's what's sad. A lot of women are waking up at 40 and they're like, oh, I'm 40. Oh my God, I didn't have kids. I didn't get married. Oh, now I've got to figure it out. It's too late. In some regards, it's too late. That's something you should have thought about at 20. Could you get married? You can get married at any time. I could pop up on y'all married, okay? And I'm 57. I could pop up, show y'all a picture of my ring, and then 6 months later, show y'all a picture of my husband, and then disappear. I could pop up married. But can I have any kids? No. I can't have any kids. There are certain things right now at this point in my life that's probably not going to happen. And that's okay. I've had a good life. I've had a great life. But y'all are, acting like 30 or 40 is not going to come. And it is. I have clients right now. This year is their 40th birthday. I think I got like 5 women clients that they turned 40 this year. And thank God, 2 of them already have children. So 2 of them already have children, multiple children. So that's not a scare for them, but they've never been married and they do want to be married. And I'm like, yeah, now we have to prioritize getting married. If that's what you want, then that has to be your priority. But the other 3, they've never been married and have no children. And can we be honest? Is it looking good, y'all? She said, do you believe that the statistics that said 63% of men age 18 to 30 aren't dating anymore? I do. I do agree. I do think that's the truth. Because y'all have completely turned men off. Y'all have completely turned men off. And it's sad that you can't see it. It's sad that women today cannot see how incorrigible they are. How truly awful you are. Like, yeah, it's really sad. It's a lack of self-awareness. It's a lack of self-awareness. Y'all are walking around acting like y'all are the greatest thing since sliced bread. And most men don't want nothing to do with y'all. Okay? They'd rather their hand and some lotion and, and as Tony Gaskin say, Handula. They'd rather date Handula and some lotion and some movies than deal with y'all. And y'all don't see it. That's the scariest part. Y'all don't see how incorrigible y'all are. Begging strange men that you barely know, begging all the time, begging for money, begging for dates, begging for this, begging for that. There has to be some self-awareness at some point. You got to grow up. You got to realize, you know what? And again, like I said earlier, it's the lack of humility. It's the lack of humility that, you know what? I think it's me. I think it's us. Because I long came to that realization. I was like, today's women suck. Like, I was like, women suck. I'm embarrassed to consider myself in the same gender as these women. Like, God dang, I don't even want to be called a woman today because it's so embarrassing. Wow. And have y'all seen the video of the young lady? I'm going to try to find it, of the young lady talking about all her accomplishments and all the things that she's done and this and that. And it's like, don't no man care about that? Like, don't no man care. Ain't no man choosing you based on any of that stuff. Oh my God, it's the lack of self-awareness. So my channel exists to bring to y'all some harsh truths, to tell you the truth about your nature and about male nature. Right? That if you can't whip up some breakfast, a good hearty breakfast, some biscuits, make some homemade pancakes and some French toast, and you can't make a couple of good meals, and you can't bring a spirit of kindness and compassion, you can't bring some warmth, you can't bring your smile, you can't bring your loving touch. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You can't bring a collaboration and a complimentation. I don't know, y'all. But this competition and trying to be men and do what they do, and I got all this stuff and I'm a great catch. Not according to them, you ain't. It's like another dude. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. Right? Just like I told y'all in my other video, I'm not looking for a man who cooks 3 meals a day. That does not interest me at all. I'm not looking for a man that, cleans the house and washes all the clothes and sits at home with the kids. I'm not looking for that. Oh, I'm great with babies. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I want you to be kind. I want you to be a good dad, but do I want a stay-at-home dad? No. Yeah, I know how to do all this stuff with babies. Not interested. That's my domain. That's what I do. Why would I want a spouse that's doing the exact same thing I do? No, I want your back to be strong. I want you to go out in the world and I want you to bring home your resources. I want you to be strong and stoic. I want you to provide for the family. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not, I know how to take care of babies and birth. No, I'm not interested in that. She says, as a relationship counselor, how does it feel to know that both men and women who are choosing to be single? I mean, I get it. I understand it because it is so difficult. I get it. I'm not mad at y'all. Like I said, I get it because this is a horrible time. If you are prioritizing marriage, if you are prioritizing being in a relationship, this is unfortunately a horrible time, because a lot of people are not. A lot of people don't have the skills. They don't have the tools to be in a healthy relationship or marriage. It does suck. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at y'all for saying, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just going to, and maybe things will get better. Maybe you'll stumble upon someone who's of the same mindset as you, which is, wait a minute. I kind of think you're cool. You have some good relationship skills. Wait a minute. We may actually be able to have a relationship together. I hope some of y'all stumble upon that person. But if you don't, I'm not mad at y'all. Because like I said, it's a rough time. It's a rough time out here But I think it can be done. And like I said, it's not for the weak. It's going to take patience, but you do have to prioritize. Like that is what I want. And you just have to keep doing that over and over and over. That's it. All right, y'all, I got to head into Target real quick. I got 20 minutes, then I got to head to the doctor, which is right down the street. Young ladies, it's time to wake up. It's time to get real. Okay. We're in the ninth inning here, and you think you're never going to hit 30 or 40. You will. It'll happen so much faster than you think. I can remember I was listening to some old school R&B yesterday, driving around, and oh my God, I was just flooded with nostalgia, flooded with memories of my 20s and love and just all the things. It was such a good feeling, such a good vibe. And then when I turned the radio off and I got out of the car, I was 57. So I went from 22 to 57 almost overnight, So, God willing, you're going to live a long time. Remember that. God willing, you're going to live a long time. It's a blessing to get older. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to turn 60, 70, 80 years old. It's a blessing. It really is. But you have got to plan all of that time out. A lot of you all are only thinking about your life in your 20s. That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake that you're making. You're only thinking about how much fun you can have and how many people you can fool around with and all of this other dumb stuff. You're not thinking about what life is going to be like in your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, and your 80s. And you need to. That's what smart people do. All right. I'm headed out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. And as always, stay open to love.